everyone, my name is PearlescentMoon and welcome back to Hermitcraft Season 10, Episode 8. Last episode was pretty chaotic, probably to say the least. There were some pretty productive moments, such as some building and, well, a little bit of music, but there were also some setbacks in the case that, well, we got my elytra, but all my gear kind of went down with me, and I'm slowly working on replacing that. And I will get that sorted today, but for now, there's something else I want to update you all on. The post office has had a few brand new mailboxes installed, and the lights have been flicked on to show that. We now have Gem, Corrales, Wells, and Zuma hooked into the system, with Scar now fully back online after he decided to move his mailbox and cause a few transportation issues, but that is all done now and all functional. I also want to take a moment to thank everybody for their suggestions on the design of this board a couple of episodes ago. There were a lot of really nice suggestions, but unfortunately I can't actually do anything about them. A lot of you all suggested utilizing heads, glowing signs, or stamps on the board to show the hermits instead of just those boring undyed signs. But the sad part is, all of those suggestions just add to the lag count. So that is exactly why the board had to stay the good old boring default sign without any glow or dye onto it, because we've already got enough lag generating pieces at the post office and I don't want to generate any more. But thank you all for your enthusiasm with the suggestions regardless. Now, seeing as we have a few new hermits hooked into the mail system, that also means some brand new stamp bundles. So I've already got those set up and ready to go for when we do meet up with them. However, something else that I've been working on in between the episodes is, well, simply put, we need to have proper shulkers in the system. We don't want people utilizing their personal shulkers because, well, they're probably going to end up at a net loss. And it may just well end up costing them more than it's worth. So, what I've been doing is, thanks to Etho getting them as a supply from, I believe, Doc, we now have a bunch of shulkers that we can hand out. And I have been creating custom dyed white shulkers with property of Hermit postcode as the names on them to be only used in the system itself. And if we catch hermits using these shulkers outside of the mail system, they will get in trouble. These are free of charge after all. We're supplying them to everybody who's using the system. We can't exactly go around flooding the server with shulkers and having the shulker shop owner lose out on that, now can we? So yes, I've been making a ton of these to hand out when we can get around to it, and I also want to show you all how I decided to make these. Let's go up this little honey elevator here, and I now have a new kind of semi-automatic system to make these shulkers. We have the shells that have been kindly supplied in this chest up here. This chest would be supplying chests if I had enough to do that, and these feed into the autocrafters that we have on the server. This first autocrafter makes the shulker box itself. This one right here combines the shulker box with the die that I've put in there. Now the die is a manual input, but I mean each stack of this makes 64 shulkers, which I think is plenty enough to do it semi-automatically. And the output of these two comes out into this chest right here, and it makes so many shulkers. Sadly, I do need to name the shulkers myself. That's not something the autocrafters can do, but at least can streamline the actual shulker making process for me. I take some of these out. I can show you also just how fast this little system works. It's fantastic. I'm just going to flick this lever here so the observers are working, and look how fast it is making those shulkers. That's going to start popping out. Yep, there it goes. But it makes so much faster than what I could do if I was doing it one by one at a time. Seeing as we have a whole new bunch of hermits hooked into the system, that means I need to give the stamps of the new hermits to the old hermits that were booked in last time in the first phase. So with their first post office shulker, I've decided to give them the stamps right here, plus a few pieces of writing paper so that they can use for notes when sending mail, and a little note. Phase 2, free stamp delivery. White package shulkers are for use in mail system only, to really clarify that. And then thank you for using Hermit postcode. Now let's go use the mail system to send out the fun free stamps. Let's do it. We got, all right, impulse. Stamp in there, one box there, and off it goes. Next one, let's do Z. Boop, boop. I don't exactly know how long I have to wait for this to be kind of safe to be used again, but let's try the next, and hopefully this doesn't break. This is going to be a good test, I think. This is for Scar. Yoink. And this one is for Cleo. Boop. And boop. There it goes. Now, just because this is the first time I'm sending mail out kind of that quickly to different addresses, I actually want to go and check out each of the addresses and make sure that the mail has gotten there. Just for this one time. I need to be sure, right? Here we are. Scar's brand new mail cart. Let's see if this has been delivered. Hey, the lights lit up. There we go. And it looks like it's there. Now, it looks like he's got another piece of mail. I won't hover over that just in case there's spoilers. But very good. That has made it. And we'll just go check out one of the other locations just to see if it's kind of being consistent in making it. We won't have to check them all out. I think 2 is plenty. All right, there's Cleo's mailbox. Nice and close to us, so we don't have to go super far. Oh, and the light is on. And perfect. It made it. All right, fantastic. I think that's safe to say the system is working brilliantly. I think something else that I also kind of completely forgot about because I was very distracted by everyone else is the fact that, ooh, there's a ravine. Well, that was awkward. How does one get out of here? Yeah, that's how we do it. That's how you get out of a ravine on a donkey. Or a mule, should I say. I always keep calling him a donkey. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, I've been so distracted from the fact that, we've been giving everybody else post boxes, but I haven't even gotten myself a post box yet, and I don't even have a location marked out. That is probably pretty important. Just gonna chuck this guy in here for a little bit of safety. There we go, alrighty. Now, looking at my starter base, I'm not really sure where I'd actually like to put a mailbox. We've obviously already got this one here, but the redstone for the new mailboxes is definitely not going to go behind that. And if we walk down the front where we'd usually expect one to be, I just don't feel like there's really a good spot to put it. Here would be a really, really cool spot, but definitely not enough room for redstone there. And in general, the other spots just don't really appeal to me. So now I'm kind of thinking, well, who else is really going to use this mailbox other than myself? Does it need to be out the front of the base? Probably not. So, looking at it, if we walk back here, I think here could honestly be a decent spot to put one. Nestled next to this little segment right here in the corner. Now, I've been wanting to work with this little space for some time. I've wanted to put a little path that curves up the side of the mountainside, so that could then lead on to some further builds. So I was going to terraform all this anyway. And what's a better reason than to build a space for my own mailbox? And this area in general is actually something I've been wanting to do some projects on for a little bit as well. If we look over this side, at the end of the last episode, I talked about wanting to decorate my little mud farm that's tucked in the cave right there, and we've also got the bridge right there that I need to be building as well. And not only those two, but I've been wanting to make a sniffer farm since practically episode 1. That's what my starter base is based off. And that's also the reason why I really wanted to get the flower permit from Doc, because I wanted to make my own sniffer farm and sell those, because we as builders, we love those flowers. Those things are going to be selling all season. So in order to get my mailbox put in, decorate those pieces down there, and finally make a start on doing something for the shopping district, I thought I could build all of these projects at the same time. Not to mention, I think these little additions here could also be a nod into the theme that I want to do for the big base. By the way, the big base is going to be on this hilltop. Did I say that yet in an episode? I don't know, but this is where my whole base is going to be. I'm not moving anywhere. It's going to be right here. So this starter base, it needs to mold into it. But yeah, I think the recent build additions that I'm about to do should really give you all a hint as to what kind of theme I want to go for this season. And now that I have all of these in my mind that I've all linked together, I think I'm actually just going to go stick my head in the dirt and see if I can come up with the design, because I got no idea what I'm going to be building just yet. And you all know what this means. Go get your popcorn, go put your feet up, and let's get started on a time lapse. Roll it! Alright, the build has been officially progressed, and I'm also going to show you a clip of touring around the new additions with Corrales as a little bit of fun. But before I do that, I want to officially announce the theme of my direction this season. I gotta admit, at the beginning, I wasn't particularly sure what I wanted to do, but I was feeling inspired by those around me taking more of the industrial approach to things. However, industrial by itself in its kind of raw form would have just felt like a repeat of what I've kind of already done before. But you know what? One day, I was doing a little stream, and the audience, without knowing what direction I was even thinking to begin with, had suggested solar punk. With so many different kinds of punks going around this season, I figure, you know what? Why not? Let's jump on the punk bandwagon and give it a go. So I am officially indeed making solar punk my build theme for the bigger base chunk. I may not be super accurate, but I will certainly be making my interpretation of it, and I am quite excited about it. And now with the theme out of the way, let's show you all the build.
Pearl?
Corrales?
What you doing up there?
I'm hanging
How
out in
on
your
earth
tree.
Did you get up there?
Fuck off.
I mean, obviously you get a good mule.
It's
But
very...
that is just ridiculous.
It's very nice of you to have a very parkour-friendly mule base, might I say. Now, how do I get down?
What brings you? Yeah, that's a good point.
Hold on.
Just make a jump for it.
I'm fine.
You okay?
I'm all good.
You good?
I'm all good.
Good.
Ow. Yep.
Good.
All good. It's all fine. Ah, there we go. I made it.
What brings you to the jungle, Pearly?
I was just wondering if I can borrow a little bit of your time. Are you free right now?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Yeah. I'm always free. For you, everything, Pearl.
Aw, such a sweet neighbor. Well, I've just been...
Yeah.
I've been a little busy making some new pieces to my base, and I'm making it a little bit of a partial tradition to drag hermits around and give me their honest opinion on what I've made. Are you up for that?
Honest opinion.
Yeah, honest opinion.
Of course I am. Let me jump.
No holds back.
I will be 100% honest. Okay, I'm just gonna grab my horsey. I've made a bridge yesterday.
Is this your bridge?
Yeah, well, it's a start,
Well,
at least.
I've made a bridge. I just made a bridge. So, all bridges start somewhere, and then you decorate them later.
Okay, you know what? Let's judge each other's bridges then, I guess. Look
Okay.
at mine.
Alright, yep.
That is definitely 10 out of 10.
Well,
10 out of 10.
It's a bridge. I'll give you bonus points for the course dirt.
Yeah, that's expensive, Pearl.
Expensive? Oh my gosh. Do you know much about solar punk builds, by chance?
Solar punk.
Solar punk. Do you know that genre or that theme?
Is it like Bioshock stylish? Maybe not.
Well, no, not quite. It's more of like it's industrial, but like it feeds off, I believe, like nature and the sun and all that kind of stuff. Natural sources of power, I believe.
No, I'm not super familiar with that.
Yeah, look,
I'm not.
neither am I. That's about all I know. But that is what I'm theming my big boy bits around this season. And I'm attempting to interpret it in my own way. So we're both going to have a very fresh new opinion on it.
Yeah. You know what? Well, so far from distance, it looks amazing.
Oh, thank you. It's a bit of a big addition. I was not intending to make something so large, and this is just what happened. So,
You know, the crazy thing is, Pearl, I was here yesterday, and this wasn't here.
Yeah, I've been busy. I've been a little busy.
Jeez, you guys over here.
Oh god, I've made a few bits.
wow.
I got a new bridge. I got a building covering up my mud farm now. I've even got a working mailbox, just to let you know. But first,
Oh, you have a working mailbox.
I do now. But first bits first. Bridge judging. What do you think of my bridge? What did you give it?
Honest opinion.
Honest opinion, no
I
holds
think
back.
it's a very strong 4. Mine was 10.
What?
Bear in mind. it's
A
I like
strong
this.
4.
Well, okay. I'm give it a 7, 8, 8ish.
Okay.
It lacks some bushes, that's for sure.
I feel like I prefer the 4, considering that's further away from what your bridge looks like. If it's near the ranking of your bridge, I think I'd rather be less.
Hands down, I will give it my own bridge is a 1 out of 10, and that is because of the coarse dirt. What? Because of the coarse dirt. It's not done, okay? Not done. Bear in mind, I like the bridge. It's beautiful, and I just noticed this beautiful water wheel on the side of it as well.
Yeah, so this is me covering up my mud farm. I made like a little mill. It's even got a track running off the water wheel itself with water that goes into the building and through some pipes.
Let me just park. I'm just gonna park my horse. You know what I love about stuff like this, Pearl, is that, like you make a farm, and then you can decorate around the farm. And that, I don't know, it just adds so much.
I know, right?
It just adds so much, yeah.
I'm still gonna do some little details, like the interior isn't fully done yet, but I'm working on it. I know, right? That sign is staying there all season.
So that goes in. You know what? Oh, can you waterlog those?
Yeah,
those
you can.
crates?
Yeah, just stick
Jeez,
a little water bucket and the water all stays inside it, which has been really great because, I can use it for the pipes from the water wheel to show that it's going into the mud farm.
Such a cool idea. I didn't know that.
This wheel in particular, I will say, I've been kind of leaning a bit more towards the copper in this and also on the bridge because I want to kind of blend it with Tango's a little bit. Like, I want to create this transition, hopefully, between the two bases. So,
it looks amazing.
That's what I was aiming with that.
It's not cheap, though.
It's not,
Because of all the
not cheap.
Yeah, it's copper. How do you get up to this place?
Yeah, so come up this way and I'll take you through the mailbox in the way. I mean, before we do walk in though, I just want to say, like, does this give off kind of industrially naturist, intricate vibes with the new piece?
It does. The copper does a lot to it as well. And all the copper and the reddish tints. I'm liking it.
Did you notice my bamboo? I added some bamboo in there for little yellow highlights in the birch area. I'm actually quite happy with that.
Oh, you did? Okay, I'm zooming in.
Do a little zoom in.
That's not that bad. I love bamboo. I've been using it quite a bit this season.
Oh,
I'm a little bit, the yellowish tint. I'm a little bit disappointed about that. I wish it was a little bit less yellowish.
Right. On this bit in particular, or bamboo?
No. Just for myself, like all my kitty hats and such.
Oh, okay.
This looks amazing, especially like mixed with the birch.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I'm going to try something a bit different with my texturing this time. And I've also added like that glass dome up the top, which is to help like sunlight come through the building to hopefully power whatever is inside it.
I mean, like, I'm not familiar with the whole like build style, as I said. Like,
Neither am I.
I'm familiar with a little bit of steampunky and, like Bioshocky and such. But yeah, that looks amazing. Where's the mailbox, by the way?
It's right here. This is the mail. Oh, I got mail. Oh, I got mail.
What?
I got mail.
From where?
I don't know. Oh, it's for Etho. Etho's got me some mail. My mailbox is online and ready for use. Thank you, Etho. I already knew that, but thank you. So what I did when I was building is I dedicated a space to my mailbox, and then I built the top level redstone so that Etho would only have to do like the stuff down below on the nether side. I just kind of started off a bit for him, and he's finished it for me. So it's fully functional now. You can send stuff to me.
Like it blends very nice. Very, very nice.
So walking up here, you can get access behind. Now this whole building is actually from my sniffer farm. Just I may not have finished the back. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing with the back of it. It's
You can't do agreeing on this. You need to finish the back.
I normally
I see.
I normally at least like fill them in, but this time I have no idea how I want to continue it. So I was kind of just like, you know what? If I keep going, I'm going to end up building the entire mountain. So I'm just going to stop there, and I can come back and finish the detailing around the sides. You know.
I mean, you can just get a little bit of mountain going, and that'd be fine. You don't have to do a whole mountain.
Yeah, well, I already did like 4 different little projects in this time lapse. I'm like, I need to stop somewhere. And it's me there. So
it looks amazing. So your sniffer's gonna be in here, right?
Yeah. So there's actually gonna be 2 levels. So we've got an upstairs level if you come through this little door here. Right there. Oops, I've bone mealed my moss by accident.
So beautiful.
I will have some sniffers upstairs and also have them downstairs once I've actually filled this one in and made it look nice. It's pretty ugly in here.
It's not ugly. It's in the eye of the beholder. I like this. Will you be like redstoning this up with hoppers and such to collect the items from the sniffers?
I'm going to use a lathe. A lathe with a singular hopper minecart and a note block. And if you come down this way, this is the access down to the lower point. It actually looks pretty like grungy under here, which is really cool, and I want to continue that on a little bit, but still got to work out how to cover up the moss. Oh dear. But you can't go through it.
I actually did, Pearl. Oh, this is nice. Like fun. You're gonna have amazing views for all the bases around here as well.
Oh, I know, right? Actually, I can see my post office from here.
No, this looks nice. You use them a lot. I have not used these yet.
They're really
now I'm
good.
disappointed in myself. Even as Windows, it works great.
I know. You can just see through them so well. And they also work for a good flooring too, for an industrial floor. But I haven't gotten to use them yet.
I love it. Love it.
So yeah, it's, little pieces here and there to do, but I'm getting there. At least the externals are done. I'll just stick in the stiffers next time.
I'm gonna do cheaty cam.
Oh, you're gonna have a little look-see.
It looks absolutely incredible, Pearl.
Thank you.
All the shapes. I'm flying about here in my cheaty cam, right? So that looks really nice.
Thank you. What is your like honest opinion on what you feel like it would be as a solar punk building? What do you think I maybe could be adding or something, or not if it doesn't need anything?
It's really hard because I'm so clueless about this whole solar punk. I need to Google some afterwards just to kind of see how it looks and such. Hopefully there's bits and bobs, but I'm not sure what to add. It does remind me a little bit of like a Tuscany.
Yeah, I can see it.
project,
I can see that.
like the vineyards and such. But it does have the industrial bit to it, which looks amazing. It's kind of like a futuristic Tuscany base.
That's kind of
that is
what
just
I'm
my
going
opinion.
for.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. So that works to me. I'm so glad.
Well, high five then.
Heck yeah.
High five. Yeah, like I mean, it does look. I've been in Tuscany quite a few times, and
Oh, that's beautiful. I
It-
want to go there.
like I love the I can't say anything bad about your builds because I'm absolutely adoring them. The
Aw.
color combination is always spot on.
Thank you.
And the thing is, like, the thing you make it super interesting is all the elevations. It does make the build so much more interesting, having the elevations and different roofs, heights, and such.
Exactly.
I mean, I've been doing a lot of like touring on my own server back in the day, like my World of Corral server, and there's something about builds which have elevations and makes interesting stuff and shapes.
Yeah, that's
Love
what I'm
them,
trying to do. Because like, if you change up the wire height for all your buildings, you make it kind of tall, maybe a bit more looming over you a bit, it kind of makes you feel a bit more immersed, you know, as part of the build, something you can walk through, which is something I really want to do this season, is make it a walkable through build with so many details that you can look at. Obviously not overwhelming, but to really kind of immerse the player in the environment.
Well, so far you're nailing it.
Thank you.
10 out of 10.
I'll come by and judge your bridge when you make it. It sunk like a rock.
I did.
Do you have any buoyancy?
Just had my breakfast, Pearl. No.
Thank you very much for letting me tour you around my build, Corrales. I do appreciate your time.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I will be back one day. 10 out of 10.
I'll be back. I'll be back at yours too. Don't you worry. I'll be judging that bridge.
Please don't.
Bye. I am honestly quite pleased with the direction that the base is going in so far. The new piece, to me at least, it looks fantastic and it's a bit different than what I usually do. In some forms, of course, it still looks like a me build. It's definitely very unfinished around the backside, but I do want to take this on a bit of a slightly slower pace this season and honestly just get used to the idea of not finishing everything in the same episode. We're going to be taking this one slow and we'll just see what happens. Now, of course, as you saw, my sniffer farm is, well, not operational just yet. I do need to put in the redstone, which I'm thinking of putting in over there. And that will be my Allay and Times notebook design from last season, if some of you recall that towards the end. But I do also need the eggs to get myself started. Due to how much we've already done in this video, I will be getting that next stage going in the next episode instead. Speaking of flowers, this of course is all preparing for getting some of my shops finally in order after all this time. What has it been, like a month of having the permits now? However, earlier on in the day, I was out collecting some rooted dirt for pathways and got a little distracted collecting spore blossoms. Look how many I have now. This is an insane amount. You know, I kind of figured, why not? It's part of my permit. Might as well collect them, right? Wrong. Completely wrong. The permit authority had decided that spore blossoms actually have their own permit. And well, that permit happened to be in the hands of Ether. Luckily, he was willing to do a trade for my mossy cobble permit. You throwing my beetroot seeds in the water?
You're too observant, Pearl.
Mate, I was the cleaning lady last season. You can't just throw things. Excuse me.
Don't look over here, okay?
I'm looking over there. I'm staring straight at you.
I'm just gonna take a piece of dirt here to cover it up.
There's so many holes everywhere now. Oh,
Okay, we're good. We're good.
Ether. Hold on. Now I gotta fix it. You're lucky I've got chests of this stuff still.
Just let it die, Pearl. Let it die.
That hurts. The poor beetroot seed, man. What if people want beetroot seeds?
Nobody wants beetroot seed. Nobody ever eats beetroots.
Well, that's not very nice. To be fair, I don't like beetroots in real life, but still, that's not very nice. Right, sir, I got a mossy cobble permit. Can I please have the fabled one in your hand? Oh my gosh. How many permits is that?
Spore blossom, right?
I would love spore blossom, even though it should be in my permit anyway. Thank you very much. And this
I don't know, because you got dyes, right? And you can't make dyes from that.
Yeah, but the permit says all dyes and flowers. Pretty sure the spore blossom's a flower.
Yeah, kind of a little bit.
Yeah, what do you mean a little bit? It's a gigantic pink flower. What do you want? It is a blossom.
Maybe it's like a Pokemon, you know, like just sticking out of the rock.
Oh, I see. Okay, that explains why it's being worn as a hat in Poggett in the post
Yeah,
office.
that's right.
Have you seen
it
little
it might not be a plant. It might be an animal.
So if someone had all animals permit, then it would apply under those.
Okay, it's getting complicated.
Yeah,
I'm glad that we don't have to think about it now. It's all settled. I got the mossy cobble. You got the spore blossom. All is good in the world.
That solves that. Now, we have all the dyes and flowers, but I will have to inquire about why that was split in the first place at some point, because that's a little problematic and I had to give up a permit to get one I should have already had, you know? Now, I would absolutely jump into making the shop, but I do think that's all we actually have time for today, sadly, and it's time to end the episode. It has been a bit more of a buildy, chatty video than I usually like to do, and I would always love more interactions, but I hope this has been okay regardless. The post office has also been coming along brilliantly with more and more hermits linked up each day, and we'll soon be seeing it in full swing thanks to Etho and Tango. Alas, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you all so much for watching the episode. If you enjoyed it, please let me know down in the comments below, and I will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody! Goodbye! Goodbye!